Hello and welcome back to this X-Wing Flight video brought to you by Out of Art Gaming. My name is Phil. Once again, this game was recorded at Entoyment down in Poole, and we're going to go through this game with you. But today I am joined by...
Hi, I'm James. I've been playing X-Wing for a while now, and I'm looking forward to doing some commentary on this.
Excellent. Thank you very much, James. Thank you very much for coming along and watching this video with me and going through what's happening in there. It's going to be really good. Really looking forward to it. Obviously, it's been a while since I've actually spoken to you, and I know one of the things...
It has been a little while. But...
Yeah, but one of the things I know we love to talk about is X-Wing, so it's good that we've got that to bond over, especially in these socially distanced times we're living in.
Well, I do kind of have you to blame for me playing, so it's only fair that you have to suffer through me joining you.
True. Yeah, that is actually true. Obviously, was it Christmas a couple of years back? I sort of went, oh, look what I've bought. I've got some Star Wars ships.
When did I start? That was early 2016, I think. Christmas just before that, I got some stuff.
Yeah, sounds about right. So, right back in first edition, just after the Force Awakens starter set came out.
Yes, because I started with the Force Awakens kit rather than the Rebel one.
Yeah, I also started with that, which is a good thing because they swapped over the damage deck at that point.
Yes, they had the upgraded one. And the slightly nicer dice, I thought. Like the symbol for the hits on the old ones were, I don't know, they looked weird. Someone used it against me once and I thought it was a fake.
Oh, I'd never actually noticed this. I'll have a look through my dice at some point.
Maybe
See if
they've done them at some point. Anyway, onto this game.
Yes,
who have we got playing? Because you know the players better than me.
So on the left, we actually have Quinn, who's flying First Order. And on the right, we have Ed, who is flying Scum. Would you like to break down one of the lists first, James? I know I popped them over to you so you can have a quick look them over.
Yeah, sure. Let's start off with the First Order list from Quinn. The immediate thing that you see is that they are all Pilot Skill 6.
Yeah.
And before you sent me the list, I forgot that the First Order even had 3 pilots, not Pilot Skill, Initiative 6 pilots. Von Reg being particularly maneuverable.
Yeah.
Midnight with he's got a decent ability. He shuts down dice rolling.
Which is quite handy.
Well, especially with his targeting synchronizer, because you have to have a lock on the enemy ship.
Yeah.
And I love the coordination between the targeting synchronizer on Midnight, who would want to just keep hold of his target lock anyway, and the munitions on Von Reg and Quick Draw. And obviously Quick Draw having the extra shield upgrade for another trigger of his ability is nice. And I'm curious to see what he does with Von Reg in terms of his taking a what are the tokens called? They are the
strain or deplete.
Yeah, strain or deplete, because he has the stealth device, which gives you the bonus to your evade dice. So maybe he takes the strained for lowering his defense to sort of just neutralize it, or keep 4 dice defense and lower his attack a bit.
But it's a really good thought, actually. I didn't even think about that as a possibility. Every time I've looked at Von Reg, I've always been a bit like, that fine-tuned thrusters, like having to reduce yourself in that way, but maybe stealth device is the way to get around that. So it's quite...
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen it. I'm curious to see how it plays out for him.
It'll be interesting. It'll be worth having a look. Might be something I consider running in a list myself, because I am quite partial to Von Reg. Well, what I'll do, I'm going to break down Ed's list on the right. This is something I'm actually quite familiar with, as he's flown this against me a few times. So he's got Fen Rao with your classic Fearless. Something a bit different. He's stuck ion torpedoes on there, which is not something you normally see on Fen, but it's an interesting one. Bit of board control there. You've got Crassus Trellix. Again, another interesting fire spray. You don't normally see Crassus very often. She has Perceptive Co-Pilot, Seismic Charges, Veteran Tail Gunner, hoping to get those dual arcs in play. Ion Missiles, so more ions. Munitions Failsafe, Elusive and Marauder. Really fun there. And as is always the case, I find with the Scum list, you're always left with a few points, so it's always good to stick a Z95 in there, as they can just be a good little filler. But again, Ion Missiles, Munitions Failsafe, and Expert Handling as quite an interesting talent there, giving it the white barrel roll instead of the red, so making it just a little bit more manoeuvrable.
Yeah, I think the thing I'm most curious about this list is all of the Ion options that it's got. I've only ever really used Ion as the cannon, either on a Y-Wing or maybe a T-70. I've never really used the munitions option for it.
True.
But if they can catch one of these Initiative 6 pilots with one, they're having a great day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Basically telegraphing to themselves, I know where you're going. I can then really make the most of that. I mean, yeah, ion missiles and ion torpedoes is an interesting one because you don't get a lot of damage out of them. You can get maximum 1 damage, then the rest is turned to ions. But it's just interesting. I go with something a bit more offensive. For me, when it's missiles, it's either cluster missiles or concussion missiles are my favourite ones that I tend to use.
Okay.
Which is what Quinn's got. He's obviously got the cluster missiles on quick draw and Major Vonreg, hoping to really take advantage of Midnight's targeting synchronizer, as you pointed out earlier. So, if you were given either of these lists to fly, which one would you think for you is the one that's most interesting to fly for you?
The one I would enjoy more is probably the Scum one, purely because there are so many upgrades on Krass's Trellix. It's got so many options, and I love that. I mean, I once flew a Ghost that the only other ship was the docked ship. I had so many points on it; it was crazy. It was a lot of fun.
So is that 2.0 or 1.0?
That was 1.0. In 2.0, I did fly when we first came out with 2.0. I had Dash with a bunch of stuff, and then I think AP5 in the little shuttle to coordinate an extra action onto him. Because that's just stupid.
That's because that's all you could fit in back in the days with Dash. Yes. It was so expensive. Obviously, he's come down in points quite a lot now, but still very expensive.
I mean, I just made him as expensive as I could.
Yeah, to be honest, I ran that way at the very start of 2.0 because I didn't know any other way. That's how you ran it in 1.0. You put upgrades on your ships. You didn't have them naked, and it didn't work for me in 2.0. So now I tend to run less upgrades where possible, except for the Fire Spray. The Fire Spray is a ship that just sort of when you pick it, it asks you. It basically goes, "You need to stack me. You need to stack things on this."
I mean, Crassus is nearly half of his points, half of Ed's points, which makes it a big target. But if you go for that, then you're leaving yourself open for Fen Rao to come in and pummel you.
Oh yeah, I mean, Fen is just such a dangerous ship. Being I6, he has initiative in this, so he will be the one shooting first. So he has the options to strip some tokens. Yes, Quinn has the options to maneuver around that by going last, but you can't disregard Fen. I played against this list, and it was an interesting one. Fen is tough. So, and
Fen might be one of the best pilots in the game, personally. Whenever I come up against him, I'm like, oh goodness, no, it's Fen.
He is a pilot that you see him on the board and you think, right, am I going straight for Fen, or am I going to try and ignore him and just maneuver around him? Yeah. Do I want him to be the last ship on the board? Because as a last ship on the board, I don't know whether he's that great. But if he's got enemies there and he can get in their face quickly, and he is hard hitting with his ability and fearless, it strikes fear into other people.
Oh, definitely.
So you've got that counterbalance. Do I go straight for Fen? Do I go for the other ships? I think that's something you get in a lot of miniatures games. There's something that you see that draws fear. And I think it's good in that way. It kind of makes you take a second. So you're saying you'd go with this Scum one because obviously the upgrades on Crassus interest you then?
Yes. Although Crassus is only Initiative 3 and I tend to lean more towards the higher ones. And I do like that all of Quinn's ships are the same initiative. so that you can choose the order of them, which is nice.
It is always really nice when you can get that, and it doesn't happen very often.
I've been playing around with the Resistance 5s lists where they're all a 5.
Oh yeah,
that's useful.
Yeah, mine tend to be a bit of a mix, so I haven't really stuck to one particular list recently. Although there has been a Scum list and an Empire list which I've been favouring, but I've been trying to now I've got the opportunity to play. I've been trying to actually play a various range of different ships. As regular viewers of the channel will know, I flew a triple K-Wing list the other day because A, I had 3 K-Wings, and B, why not? It'll be funny. And well, if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch it, and you can see exactly what happened when I flew the 3 K-Wings. But it was good. It was a good laugh.
So we're coming up on what's probably the first engagement.
Yes.
Vonreg is very much at the front. I'm surprised that the aces haven't really tried to flank or anything. They seem to be going mostly for just a straight joust.
Yeah, it looks very much like a straight joust. I think we're just checking there to see if Fen has arc, and I don't believe he does. One of the downs, this camera angle does make it difficult to see, but it's a much better view.
It gives the most information we can get, I think.
Yeah, I think we do actually have a shot there from Fen.
Now, for Quinn's ships, the tie at the front is
Midnight. Yeah, Midnight is
that's the one that just
flyer.
Took a target lock on Fen, I think.
Looks like we've got 1 hit and 1 evade there. Yeah, so Midnight is the high flyer at the front. We've got Quick Draw just a little bit further behind. You can just about see the turret indicator on there, currently pointed towards the front.
Yep.
Now we've got Major Vonreg coming for a return shot.
Yeah, I would imagine all of Quinn's ships are probably going to shoot at Fen because he's at probably range. Well, definitely range 2 of Vonreg. I'm not entirely sure on the other 2. If you can catch Fen at range 2 or out of arc, then great.
Yeah, absolutely. And Vonreg has got really good range 2 shot out of arc there. So that can
he hasn't had to take a negative token in order to get out of the arc. He's just got a straight 3 dice shot.
Yeah. And it looks like he's going to utilize the ability to cluster missile.
Oh, interesting.
There's a question that's actually going to pop up that you might have actually come up with, and it's something we asked in a previous video. Now, cluster missiles, you obviously take that first attack, and then once you've done that attack, you can then get a bonus attack against another ship at range 0 to 1 of you.
Yes, of the defender.
Of the defender. Now, here's the question. If you look at where Vonreg is and where the Black Sun Soldier is right now, does that obstacle provide an additional dice to the Black Sun Soldier?
I would have thought so.
So we had this question, and it happened again in the game I had, and we weren't entirely sure because on the card it says the bonus attack is 0 to 1 from the defender. So does the bonus attack count as coming from the defender at that point, or is it still coming from the attacker?
I think the attack still comes from you.
Okay.
I guess it depends how you sort of picture the cluster working in your head. Does it hit the target, explode, and then go and hit someone else? Or does it launch from your ship, split then, and hit 2 ships?
So, it's something we asked the other day. We actually couldn't quite work it out. It was quite frustrating, actually. When we looked online, so when we were trying to work it out online, we couldn't quite get that. It was quite a big difference in what was actually the answers we were getting. Some were saying yes, some were saying no. So it was a tricky one. In the end, we just rolled off for it. It looks like we've got a
crit of some sort.
Crit coming in there.
There's a wounded pilot.
Wounded pilot.
After you perform an action, roll 1 attack die on a hit or a crit result, gain 1 stress. Not ideal for Fen Rao, who wants to be repositioning.
Yes, so there's a 50-50 chance there of getting some pain there, but it's not a difficult one to get around. Looks like we've got a shot coming in from Midnight, and that's 2 hits by the look of it.
But if it is range 3, yeah, it's range 3, so Fenn's
Range
probably
3.
okay.
Yeah,
Spends
Spends
his
the
focus,
focus. So
Now
that
quick draw may get some damage in as well.
yeah, true. I mean, at this point, Fenn saved his focus for the defense there, as he didn't need it in attack. So yeah,
True, he's already taken his shot.
Yeah, so it's going to be a range. Oh, I think we might have actually missed an attack there. So it looks like it's now the Black Sun Soldier, 1 hit, and that is Naddy's there, 5 evades from Major Von Rick.
I don't think I've ever seen 5.
No, I've never seen that, because anytime I've rolled 5 dice, it's normally for Soon TFL for some reason, and they normally all come up blank in my experience. 3
That looks
hits
like a
there.
good shot. Is that from the fire spray?
That was from the fire spray, range 3 into Von Reg.
I mean, it missed, but it was a good shot.
Yeah, very well done. Von Reg having that focus there really helped him.
Now, was that using the ion missiles, or was that just a straight shot?
Looks like a straight shot there.
Okay.
I mean, ion missiles would have been a good shout, actually. With that gas cloud right in front of it, I think Von Reg may possibly have just landed on it.
But even then, the following turn, you got to go through it.
Yeah. So he'd potentially get the strain, lose his action. It can help for him when it comes to shooting the next turn. But again, 1 forward on Von Reg would be the last thing he wants, because I could imagine that Fen Rao is going to want to be turning hard in.
Yeah, Fenn's probably either going to turn in or maybe go the other way towards the top of the screen and turn around. I'm curious to see what happens with the Black Sun Soldier in the Z95. See if he's going to either try for a bump or just slow down, sit on the cloud and take a shot.
Because he doesn't really have any options to come back around. If he goes down towards the fire spray to support there, or follows Fen up, he doesn't really have the option to come back round. He's only got the barrel roll, which means that he would then be still keeping in that same arc, hoping
That's
that
true.
maybe...
He does have the expert handling. I wonder why he chose not to use that when he finished moving and try and go towards the bottom of the screen a bit and have an easier time getting around the cloud.
Yeah, I think it's the difficulty of everything else flies after it.
That's a good point.
So he doesn't know where it's going to...
Yeah,
it gives him that option to go left or right there. If he'd have committed one way or the other, and Quinn goes... If he committed left and Quinn goes up, he's got then a harder time to get back round, and vice versa. If he'd have gone right and comes down, he's got to react to that. This way... I mean, at the moment, he doesn't really have that much information. They're both staring at each other through the cloud. But it still allows him to have that option of going left or right.
True.
And now he could potentially be getting into a position where he's going to bump.
What are we checking here? Is that range for a title?
So that's Von Reg. So that's the system phase. He's checking to see
his ability to see
if he's putting on a deplete or strain.
Oh, he's purposefully bumped into his own fin?
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess trying to get arc pointing upwards to try and catch anyone, presumably who's following Finn?
I think so. One of the advantages you've got here, you do have Crassus coming at the bottom, so you do have a bit of ball control down the bottom.
Yes.
So if
Crassus is looking pretty good.
Yeah, if Von Reg, Midnight, and Quickdraw decide to bug out down the bottom, they've got to deal with Crassus. If they go up the top, hopefully Black Sun might still have an arc there.
So
still
Crassus
don't know.
is locking onto Von Reg.
That'll be why they didn't do the ion missiles
of course
earlier.
they didn't
No
have the time lock.
Yeah.
Shows how much I use munitions.
Yeah. And a
Yep,
hard
Fenn's
range 2
doing
going
his
straight in.
turn around. Now, is he going to fix his crit, or is he going to just ignore it and
If it was
try
me,
and not
I
get
would
stress?
I would try and fix that crit because I'd want to avoid stress where possible. So let's have a quick look.
I mean, with Fearless, close range, and the native ability of the ship, you're probably safe. Yeah, he's fixed.
Yeah,
the
he
crit.
fixed the crit.
Oh,
You've
no,
got
he's double checking it though.
yeah. You have some good options to get rid of crits though. Rid of stress on there. You've got all the 2s, and the 3 forward are blues, so you can quite easily get rid of stress there.
But looking at where Fenn is at the moment, the other ships are either going to bump into him or go past him, really. So at most, you might get maybe 2 people shooting at him if Midnight bumps into Von Reg instead of Fenn.
Yeah.
And then Quick Draw probably will have a shot, no matter what, just through bumping into people.
Yeah, with Quick Draw being at the back, I'd be very surprised if you chose to bump Quick Draw rather than Midnight. You've already got the target lock on Fenn, so I would throw Midnight in for the bump. Or,
because they're both a 6, do you move Quick Draw first, get him in front, piggyback, Frog Leap. So send Quick Draw over the top of Midnight and have Midnight take the shot. Because then you get Midnight's ability at range 1 rather than...
Oh, yeah, because Midnight bumps and Midnight's
they're
ability...
both good at range 1, though, because if Fenn's only shot is against Quick Draw at range 1...
Actually, I think that's
where... You get the 2 shots.
Yeah, I think I would do what Quinn's done, because now Fenn can't shoot Von Reg or Midnight because he's in base to base. So what he can do... Oh, and that fit.
That fit? Wow.
That was a 1 forward fit. Oh, wow.
That's bad news for Fenn, I think.
Yeah, I would not want to be Fenn
gesturing
right
for, I think, Ed to take a look if it was a bump. I think that's what that hand was. It's like it fit.
I think it was more of a I can't believe that actually fit.
They're checking for arc. So I think they look like Fenn has a shot though.
Yeah, and that's really good because if Fenn takes a shield off Quick Draw then gets the bonus attack. So
it's Fenn Rao. If he can take off all of the shields in one shot.
Well, he's taken off 2. He's got 2 hits. 2. He's taken off a shield. So that's 1 shield off of Quick Draw there. That is actually the result that Quick Draw wanted.
It's good.
There.
Yeah, it's much better for Quick Draw than Fenn Rao because losing only 1 shield is amazing for Quick Draw.
Yeah, and I would not want to be Fenn Rao right now because you are going to get double tapped by Quick Draw. There is no way in this world you would not take 2 4-dice rolls.
So what we got, that looks like 1 hit and a focus.
1 hit and a focus.
Now, would you save your focus for the second shot?
I would, yeah.
Yeah, he's
because with that they're in arc. Yeah, they're in arc, so he was always going to get 1 there because of his ability. But yeah, I mean, you've got to say fingers crossed here for Quinn that he gets a really good roll here, because this isn't such a good opportunity that you don't want to miss out on that. But again, it's face to face, it's arc on arc in range 1. That is always going to be one of the hardest times to take Fenn out. The best time you want to take Fenn out is if you are wedge with outmaneuver and you're in the side at range 1.
I mean, that's anything goes to that though.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to take Fenn out. Not that I'm condoning wedge with outmaneuver. I like wedge, but not with outmaneuver. That's just 4 hits there.
Ooh. I think this may. Well, I don't know. It's still Fenn Rao. I've seen him.
2 evades, flip 1, so 1 damage.
No crits.
No crits, that's good. I think Ed has got off very lucky there.
Yes, I mean that's
very lucky.
2 attacks against him, he took 1 damage.
1 damage.
They both exchanged 1 damage at range 1. That shows how crazy at dodging these ships can be.
Yeah, but I think that Ed's come off happier from that little bit of shooting there.
Yeah, because now his other ships, if the Z95 has arc, which it might, I can't quite tell from here.
I don't think it's going to.
Crassus has a clean shot against Vonreg, who has no tokens.
Yeah. Would you ion at this point, or would you just go for pure damage? So we've got...
I think I would ion.
Yeah.
So that Vonreg goes forward and you can do a K-turn with your Z95 and get a clean shot with that.
Okay, so there's one shield off the Z95 there from that shot. I think it's now Vonreg going into the Black Sun Soldier with the gas cloud there.
Yeah, that's probably through the cloud.
Yeah. Apologies there, James. I got distracted by that. Did you say you would ion? Or would you...
I would ion.
Yeah. You've got that option there, and it is a strong one. I think they're just checking to see if that last shot was closest to the cloud.
Oh, this is coming from midnight.
Yeah.
That is very close. We'll have to see what the players come up with for that.
Again, lasers, really handy.
I find that the light is a bit too thick at times. The only times I've felt like I need a laser, I'm like, no, I still don't know. We'll have to move the ships out of the way and use the plastic. Yeah.
I think they did a roll-off for it because it was too close.
Fair enough. Sometimes you just have to.
Doesn't matter. It was a whiff anyway, so...
yeah. You can never be too sure.
Yeah, I mean, lasers are good if you're trying to be quick, and you only need it just to be like, oh, I think it's in, and then if you see that it is, great. When it comes to the finer details, sometimes it's good just to get the actual template out and do it, because the arm shake and everything can be really tricky on there.
So are we now moving on to the return fire from the Scum list?
Yeah, on the return fire from Crassus.
Doesn't look like they spent any tokens on their munitions, so this is just a regular shot.
Yeah, just a regular shot.
They're pointing at something.
Yeah, I think he's got the target lock on Vonreg, so I'm wondering if...
yes,
debating whether he's that target lock. No perceptive co-pilot on there this time because he took the target lock. So I think...
True, do you save target lock for the next turn when you've probably got a focus as well?
That would
especially if you're possibly only going to get one extra hit, maybe? Because they're both 50-50 and...
No, they saved it, got the evade, so...
Okay.
It's almost a shame, only one evade there, so actually would have been quite handy. And it would have knocked out the stealth device on Vonreg.
Well,
but...
if they managed to target lock into some hits.
Yeah.
Now, whilst they're setting up for this next round, I do want to point out that I really like the paint schemes on Ed's ships, particularly Fen Rao. It's got like this blue and yellow sort of jagged sort of wings sort of thing. Even Quinn's taking a picture of it all.
So, having flown against Ed a few times, I know that he likes to do... don't come after me, Disney. But he likes to do Marvel paint schemes on it. So you can't actually see Crassus at the moment, but if Crassus was the other way around, you would see that that's actually got a Punisher style paint scheme on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I could see how that could work.
I can't remember what paint scheme it's supposed to be for Fen, unfortunately, but I know that the Black Sun Soldier is done in Clint Barton's colours.
Oh, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye. And I know that he says he wants to get another one so that he can paint it in the Ronin colours as well.
Okay.
Which would be quite cool.
Other costume.
Yeah.
And I think of yellow and blue Marvel characters. I mean, there's to be some, but I'm blanking at the moment.
Unless... Yeah, me too, actually. I think put on the spot right now, can't remember. Anyone that feels like shaming us on not knowing that colour scheme, please drop it in the comments below. Again, apologise. Put on the spot right now, and I can't think.
No. Here's what we do: we make it into competition. Put a comment down below as to what Marvel character you think the paint scheme is. Phil will go and find out, and we'll reply to the winner. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll pin the winner. Yeah. We'll pin the winner if you know who that is and get it right. And I will find out. But I know that Ed has a few other ships as well painted in those different schemes. He's got a mining, if I remember rightly, he's got a mining guild tie, which I think was either Spider Gwen or Venom.
Okay.
And a few others there. So we have a two bank
is that
onto
the debris, or is it
onto the
just
debris.
before it is onto it?
So is that to try and cut off a little bit of the angle there, I wonder? Or was it just a misplay?
Either it's a misplay and he was hoping to barrel roll away, maybe.
No damage there from the asteroid.
He's purposefully put his Black Sun soldier there so that the TIEs can't navigate that way easily and would possibly just bump and stay where they are.
Yeah. I mean, could that be trying to avoid giving Quickdraw the option of going over the debris, losing a shield, then going for a bonus shot?
It's a risky move because you only lose the shield on a crit over the debris.
Yeah. And also, to be honest, the arc is actually pointing at the front, so I don't think he'd be able to do it anyway.
Oh, true, because you need an action to swap that around.
Yeah.
Crass is going for the boost, which is interesting, getting further away from the fight. I would have thought you'd...
Rear arc, though.
Yeah, but if you stay where you were, you could drop your seismic charge. Maybe blow up the cloud and do a bit of damage.
Quite possibly.
You might even be able to hit that rock with it if anyone ended up by it.
Yeah. I mean,
I think most of Quinn's focus at the moment is on Fen Rao, so I feel like Crassus sitting back where it was is probably all right.
Yeah.
Fen Rao's going for the K-turn.
Yeah. I mean, for me, Fen Rao is the danger piece there. Crassus is very good, but Fen Rao at the moment is the danger piece. He's that I6. He's the one that's able to strip your tokens away from you so that you don't have them to use. Whereas against Crassus and the Black Sun, everyone else out initiatives them and can shoot, move, fly around them however they want. It is one of the downsides with Crassus being the initiative 3, is that if you've got a fairly maneuverable ship, you can maneuver yourself in and around. Ooh, interesting. 5k there from Vonreg.
Almost bad news for that little soldier.
Yeah, almost looking at Fen going, whatever you can do, I can do faster.
And stealthier.
I do like the TIE Baron. It is a really nice ship. I'm almost tempted. Sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, I really like the design of it. It's got a nice sort of advanced interceptor look to it.
Yeah, I almost want to paint one up in Imperial colours and use it as like a Soontir Fel ship.
And say, this fancy one, that's Soontir.
Yeah, I mean, I actually have a repaint of my own for Soontir Fel anyway. But I love the TIE Baron. It's such a cool looking ship. I know that they've gone with the colour scheme from the Resistance.
Yeah,
I'm almost
the TV show.
Yeah, I'm almost a little bit disappointed that it's bright red though. I mean, the bright red looks cool, but that feels more like an Imperial colour scheme.
Yeah, but Vonreg's armour is just bright red. It's the same red.
Yeah. And if I had a second one, I think I would give it that first order paint scheme though, because the
black framework and the
black
frame,
white panels.
Yeah, I think that could look really cool.
It looks really striking on the first order ships, so the FO and the SF. I've actually, again, I'm talking about my repaints here. I do have a first edition silencer that I have gone with the white paneling, and I've given it the red blood stripe across it. Cool. And it does look really nice. I actually prefer the first edition silencer to the new one, even though it's massive, because I'm so used to that. I think the new one just looks too small, although it's probably more right size for the game.
Yeah, it's a bit more accurate. So Quick Draw looks like he took a target lock and rotated his gun, hoping to get a shot against the Black Sun soldier.
I think that might be an error. I mean, the great thing...
It's very close to being in arc. I don't know.
I mean, with Quick Draw, though, he can shoot out the front or where his turret is. The ability on Quick Draw is the heavy weapon turret. You can rotate your indicator only to your front and back, and must treat the forward arc requirement of your equipped munition upgrade as your turret indicator. So potentially there, he could shoot cluster missiles out his butt.
He could, and he now has an option to shoot because Fen Rao has stripped, I think, one more shield off of Quick Draw at this point.
Ooh. Again, that's working out perfect.
Yeah, only one shield at a time. free shots.
Yeah, they're
Well,
being
not free, but pretty cheap shots.
Yeah, it's being very accommodating there. And if it keeps going like that, he can do that 4 times with shield upgrade if it's 1 a turn. Which at this point,
I mean, I think shield upgrade is probably the most popular thing to put on quick draw, other than the special forces gunner.
Yeah. So I think they were just deciding if that was or was not in arc there, and I think they came to the conclusion it was. Again, very close call. And that's
3 dice would be out the back from quick draw.
Yeah.
So
Is that hit crit?
I think that one at the top is a crit, and it's all cheap blanks.
No, that is hit crit. Regardless, it's dead, but that was... Didn't actually hear the call there, but I mean, that's the Black Sun Soldier down. So
it's a dead ship.
Yeah. I mean, a dead ship's a dead ship, whatever the crit is.
But it's only 30 points of your list.
True. So
you've still got your 2, I guess, more important ships on the board still.
I mean, again, having flown Scum quite a bit, your Black Sun Soldier does kind of become that little filler ship. He's almost your academy tie, your AP5, your I don't want to have
A-wing,
the
guy who's there to be points.
Yeah, he's your I don't want to have a 40-point bid because that's ridiculous.
Well, you say that, but I did play against a Fen and Guru list with, I think, a 35-point bid or something like that. Absolutely trounced me. I had no idea where they were going because they had the initiative. No, they gave me the initiative. It was impressive, though. I didn't mind losing to it.
Yeah, the Guru's fun. But yeah, so 30 points. I mean, it's less guns, but it meant that shield was used on that instead of Fen or Crassus.
True, because quick draw could still have taken that shot against Crassus.
Yes, it would have only been 2 dice. Crassus would have had, I can imagine, the range 3 bonus and the bonus for the cloud with the essentially the auto thrusters of being able to turn that blank blank to an evade. So it looks like we're going to get a Von Reg. No, I think they decided Von Reg was out. We're going now
into midnight.
Crassus into
definitely Crassus shooting. Or maybe is that Crassus? Yeah, it must be Crassus.
Oh. Yeah, looks like it was actually an ion missile shot, but munitions failsafe pulled it back.
Ah, of course.
Again, a card that isn't used very often.
I mean, it's paid off there. They've kept all of their charges for their ion missiles.
Yeah. So it looks like that is going to be all the shooting there. So again, that's actually worked out. This round's worked out really good for Quinn. He's managed to only lose 1 shield on quick draw, which triggered quick draw's ability, which took out the Black Sun Soldier. So I think that was pretty good and a pretty wise decision
to turn that
Iraq.
Quick draw is now facing a cloud.
Quick draw, it does have the 1 hearts.
But then you're right in the front of Fenral in arc, most likely.
Well, Fenral does have to move. Fenral's going to have to move. Most likely doing a 2-speed maneuver. So if it's a 2 to the right,
blues. All of the 2s
all
are
the
blue,
2s
and the 3 straight is blue. So it's probably not going to do the 2 straight. It's a 3 straight rather.
If it's the 2 straight, would he then re-maneuver to get? If it was me, and quick draw was doing the 1 hard to quick draw's right. Trying to avoid
heading
that
towards Fenral. Yeah,
heading towards Fenral. I would be doing I'd probably be doing a 2 straight because he's still got Von Reg and Midnight coming back. So I'd be doing a 2 straight, and then trying to get into a position that I'm going to avoid a double tap shot from quick draw, knowing that I'll probably still have a fairly good shot on Midnight or Von Reg. Is what I would be looking at doing.
Okay. Would you, if you were Quinn, would you just send quick draw just over the cloud and say, I'll just maybe take a token and just try and close the gap on Crassus a bit?
Possibly. In fact, yeah, I think that would be a good idea, actually. I think it would be good if you hopped over the cloud, because you're going to get strength. So you'll be -1 to your agility, so it's not going to actually affect your shooting there.
And also, with the lower agility, you're more likely to lose a shield and get 2 shots.
You wouldn't lose a shield. From Crassus.
Well, yeah, if Crassus gets a shot against you.
So with the arc being in the back, if Fen is essentially where Quick Draw is now, Quick Draw goes over, takes a regular shot at Crassus, or even just goes at Fen anyway because the arc is in the back. You know,
True.
I think hopping over the cloud, there's probably no negative there in the long run. Because if you lose a shield, you get that second shot.
Now, the only downside I can see, other than not getting a token, is what if Fen does like a 2-bank in that direction and then is right behind you? Because I think, does Fen's ability trigger if Quick Draw's arc is backwards?
No, I believe it's
and stuff.
I believe
Let's see.
it is. It clearly shows forward arc.
You perform a forward arc primary attack if the attack range is 1 and you are in the defender's. I mean, the symbol is a front arc, but and I guess it's technically a turret, isn't it? So I guess that would get around it then.
I think it would. We do have a seismic charge drop there.
Oh, is that close enough to the cloud? It's close. It's got to be range 1, right?
It's got to be within range 1, and then everything within range 1 of that.
I always forget that the fire spray has that talon roll now.
It is very good.
It's very cool. I love a good talon roll.
I really like how maneuverable the fire spray is. With that dual arc as well, it really helps. And being a medium-based ship, it can get into some really...
Yeah, the downsizing to a medium base has really helped that platform in version 2 massively. And the list of upgrades it can take.
Yeah, there's quite a few platforms that have really benefited from having that medium base, I think.
Yeah.
So we did get that 2 forward from Fen, actually, so he is going aggressive.
Yeah, and it didn't
there.
bump. Which is good for him. And what's he going to do?
Absolutely. I think there, Fen is essentially choosing violence. Because that's what Fen does.
Oh yeah, he wants to be right up in the face of his enemy. Although he is barrel rolling, I think. Is that barrel roll?
That is a barrel roll.
Closer to the cloud that he's just tried to blow up.
I mean...
It is the seismic charge for this guy, isn't it?
It is the seismic charge. He's still debating it. I'm surprised by that. If I was to barrel roll, I'd be barrel rolling the other way. And in fact, that's what I would be doing to try and minimise any potential damage from Quick Draw. Unless he's hoping to block Quick Draw there and sacrificing Fen Rao. I'm very surprised by that.
I didn't double check how the seismic charges work because it's only. I thought it was only 1 damage to everything.
I've got it right here actually, and yeah, it is. So at the end of the activation phase, this device detonates with the really cool sound from episode 2. When this device detonates, choose 1 obstacle at range 0 to 1. Each ship at range 0 to 1 of the obstacles suffers 1 damage. Then remove that obstacle.
Yeah, all of that to bump and maybe get 1 damage. Yeah. It doesn't.
And now that's actually...
And Quick Draw's flown right past anyway and has the rear shot.
No, it's sloop.
Is it?
He's slooped, yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah, the base, I can see.
But he has taken a strain there from the gas cloud. But again...
I don't think anyone's shooting at him, though.
No.
Crassus may
I think
have a shot?
Crassus will be very close. Like, very close to being in or out of range 3. It's hard to say, actually.
I'm really curious to see if this bomb is actually going to hit the cloud, because it looks like the other 2 ships are going to come into range of it.
I think that's 3 ships at the moment about to take that, and unless Von Reg does something really crazy, which, guessing by everyone else aiming towards Fen, I don't think Von Reg is.
But even then, even if they take 1 damage each, or they lose the stealth devices, actually.
They do lose stealth devices there. So that'll be the 2 stealth devices, a shield on each.
But even then, if Fen had stayed where he was, he'd still be in basically the same position by the looks of it.
I would say he'd be in a better position. Actually, it's tough.
Well, yeah, because he'd be further away from quick draw at least.
So it is range 1 of that gas cloud.
So that is going to explode.
So that is quick draw, and they've all taken the damage there.
Quick draw was also in range. Okay.
Quick draw was also in range there. So
I'm not sure that you want that.
No.
Because now he's got a range 1 shot before initiative starts happening. Which means Fen may not get to shoot.
Yeah, which means Fen is probably, unfortunately, going to be going bye-bye.
Well, with the extra damage from the cloud exploding, he's only on 1 health.
Yeah, and he doesn't get any bonuses here. He's got the focus, but...
yeah, he doesn't get Concordia, and... Well, he gets his own ability to roll an extra defense die one, but...
He can't change it without focus. So that's hit crit.
Is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He does hit the change parry. Well, there was 2 evades in there anyway. So Fenral does survive that. So very
without having
lucky.
to spend his focus. That's
without having to spend the focus.
Good for Ed.
Yeah.
He's going for Vonreg.
Is he going to take that cloud away?
It looks like they haven't yet. Although they haven't actually removed the bomb.
No. Well, the stealth devices have just dropped. So yeah, it's Fenrir is going at Vonreg.
Maybe they'll remove it after shooting.
Yeah. 5 dice. So, that's where you spend your focus.
That's a good hit. I mean, if Fen's on 1 health and you can get 5 hits
5 hits on Vonreg.
Take it.
Yeah, no stealth device anymore either. It's got the focus there. But that's painful. That hurts. And that's 2 evades.
So 3 damage.
Bye-bye, Vonreg.
Yeah, it's enough to take him out.
So that bomb plus that shot has actually taken out Vonreg. So that was
a risky play to take out those stealth devices with the bomb.
Yeah, so Vonreg's down. I6 step, Vonreg will still get to shoot back though for simultaneous fire. But at this point,
I mean, I feel like because all of Quinn's ships have to shoot, and they've only really got Fen as a target.
They've only got Fen as a target.
Yeah, so I feel like if Fen survives this, I will be very impressed. So who?
And even more scared. So that could
be any of them, I think. No,
so spending a focus.
Vonreg.
That was Vonreg, yeah.
Okay.
So that's 4. And unfortunately,
no
he's ability
attack. He did spend his focus, didn't he? So yeah.
So that is hit crit.
Then finally goes down.
Going down. It was a weapons failure. But to be honest, I think that he's taken Vonreg off the board. He got that there's that extra shot from quick draw that did nothing. So that's
Vonreg going down in 1 round. I mean, 1 damage was from the bomb, but going down that quickly is not ideal for something with Fanatical.
Yeah.
That didn't get trigger. Midnight does have Fanatical active now.
But again, didn't trigger that. But
that's close.
Just out of arc.
Just out of arc. Okay.
So that's quite lucky there for quick draw.
So now it is Crassus versus the world.
Yeah.
Well, not the whole world. A bit of the world.
2/3 of the world. So just waiting for Vonreg to come off there. After that I6. So Vonreg got revenge on Fen. So they mutually assured destruction, we shall call that round. One of the advantages it does actually give Quinn now is that he can swing Midnight and quick draw in that much quicker.
Yeah, I mean, there's no cloud in his way now.
Yeah, there's no.
He doesn't have to worry about it.
Yeah. The problem quick draw does have is he does have a stress and a strain, and he's not been shot at. So even if he does a blue maneuver, he's only going to be able to get rid of 1 of those.
Oh, that's true. I've not played around with strain too much, so I wasn't aware that it was only 1 or the other.
Yeah, so I mean, strain and deplete, they don't come up too often. I find they come up fairly often with me because I do tend to run gas clouds because I like that there's not really a huge penalty for taking it. I'm not going to get really badly done over. But with the strain and deplete, so with strain, you lose it after doing a blue maneuver, or if you get shot at. So it -1 to your agility.
I thought you would remove both on a blue, a stress and a strain.
No, because if you think about it, they're both square red templates. When you do a blue maneuver, if you were to have 2 stress, you still only remove 1 stress. So the way I read it is that you only remove 1 of them.
Okay, I will talk to people about that.
Yeah. I mean, again...
So Crassus... Does Crassus have that? I actually know Von Rig's dead. Why is he still on the board?
They possibly would have missed that in the I6 step there. So yeah.
Yeah, he's even been assigned a dial. Because I was just looking at the target lock. I was like, oh, Crassus has the target lock still. Great.
Hopefully they're going to pick that up very soon. Unfortunately, this being a recording, I can't go and tap one of them on the shoulder. And while this was being recorded, I was actually over the other side of the room playing my own game. And that was an interesting one. I don't have a recording of that, unfortunately. But I found out how deadly Anakin can be when he's in a B-wing, a Y-wing.
Oh, the Republic Anakin in the Y-wing. I don't think I've gone against the Republic Y-wing yet, actually.
It was interesting.
See how that happens. Crassus looks like he's in a good spot. Is Crassus a guy or a girl? I don't know who Crassus actually is.
I always refer to Crassus as a girl.
It sounds more of a feminine name.
Yeah, it sounds more like a feminine bounty hunter. I can always imagine her being in league with Aura Singh. There's a character
called Ponda Baba, and who knows what that is. So
yeah. I mean, that is very true.
All right, with Google.
Just trying to see if I can find the rules reference to have a look at strain.
They were a slaver. Okay, that doesn't
narrow it down if you think about Aura Singh.
I feel like they may have just made up this person. I don't know.
Well, there's normally some basis in there.
Some of the places they grab the pilots from are really impressive. It's like, oh wow, they put that person in the game.
Yeah,
Trellis is a guy.
Oh, okay. I apologise.
I'm on
to Trellix. Is that Wikipedia?
No, I actually ended up on the fandom wiki, but they're saying his ship. So
it looks like Von Rig was actually about to take a shot.
And now they've realised that he's not got enough health to shoot?
No, not yet.
Oh dear.
Okay, so at the moment, Von Rig has got hit crit from the graves, so...
Unfortunately, stuff does get... There's a lot going on in all of these games.
Yeah, I mean...
And stuff gets missed. Unfortunately, leaving a ship on the board is a pretty big one.
Is a pretty big miss, so hope they may...
Ed is thinking about triggering his elusive, I think, is what he was just pointing to. Yep, he's triggered that to get a reroll. He does get it, though, which is nice, so he only loses 1 shield. Now, hopefully they opt to give him that back when they do realise that Von Rig shouldn't have shot. One evade, but there was nothing to actually dodge there.
No.
And I don't think Quick Draw has arc, so
no, Quick Draw doesn't.
That's it.
Arc. So rerolling that target lock.
And what I'm hoping happens is they try and shoot with their ion missiles at Von Rig and realise that he's dead.
No, they've just spotted that Von Rig is dead.
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so there we go. So back up to 4 shields there for Crassus. Again, really easy thing to do. Glad they spotted it at that point, so they were able to roll that back a lot quicker.
I've missed stuff before. It's usually crits, I've been forcing myself to use the little crit tokens more now, and even then I forget to put those down. So
Yeah.
Stuff gets missed. But I don't think any serious damage is done. They put the shield back on.
No, put the
Crassus,
shield back on. Elusive.
and yeah, they reused elusive for this shot because they didn't have to have used it. So retroactively, all good.
All good. So back to where we should be, and then now I believe it is Crassus's shot back, and he.
Yeah, I mean that was a good round for Ed, taking I think no damage.
And that's a range. Was that a range 1?
I think it's range 2, but it's into quick draw, who won't be able to shoot back. With
no, it was range
ability.
1, and that's hit.
That's
hit 2 hits and 2 crits.
It's a good shot no matter what.
So shield crit was a blinded pilot, I think.
There wasn't a lot of text on it. Maybe panicked.
Panicked pilot, you're right. Panicked pilot.
2 stress on an already stressed ship.
Oh, and then the final one is blinded pilot.
Blinded is only modify your attack dice using the force.
That's not good.
Quick draw does not have. And which way is Quick Draw's arc currently facing? The turret, is it backwards?
Quick Draw's arc is facing backwards.
Okay, so it's not all bad because that's still, you can start flying away from the fight, reducing your stress, and shoot backwards a bit if you want.
So it still has some utility there to be useful to the team, but it is a difficult position to be in.
It's a nasty crit for an ace who wants to be manoeuvring quite a bit.
I mean, Quick Draw. I know Quick Draw's on I6, but would you say
I've seen Quick Draw do some impressive stuff.
Yeah, flying over some form of debris or asteroid, losing a shield and taking a shot. Impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I would class that as pretty impressive.
But when you're against a ship with 2 large arcs, if you can barrel roll out of it, then amazing.
Absolutely. But I mean, now losing Von Reg is going to make it a bit trickier.
I mean, they're very close on points. Looking at the top, we got 106 points for Quinn and 108 for Ed. So it's a very close game in terms of points at the moment.
The problem is Crassus has not taken any damage, and Quick Draw is down to 1 hull, and Midnight's down to 3. So you've got 10 hull versus 4. Yes, the TIE fighters are a bit more manoeuvrable. You've got that forward back arc on Crassus, so he almost negates how manoeuvrable you are to a point. Yes,
now,
you've got
I'm
the
curious as to why Ed didn't just try and focus down Quick Draw, although he has ended up with a shot.
Yeah.
I guess the rear arc, he knows what he's doing.
It'll be really interesting to see where Midnight ends up, see if Veteran Tailgunner gets...
Of course, yeah.
And there's a bump, so regardless of what happens
all firepower is going into that 1 health Quick Draw.
So I'd be taking my shot on Quick Draw right now. Quick Draw, I don't think... I think Quick Draw might just have angle there.
Possibly, but it's at most they're going to take out 2 shields.
Yeah. So that's hit crit. 1
evade.
1 evade. So
loses 1 shield.
Loses 1 shield.
Happily take that to get a decent shot against Quick Draw.
Yeah, and didn't have to spend the focus. So, well, to be honest, actually, with Perceptive Co-Pilot, it wouldn't have mattered if he spent the focus.
True.
Would have 2. I was almost treating them like calculates there for a second.
Yeah, Perceptive Co-Pilot is a great upgrade for a ship that can potentially shoot twice, or even for those that don't, because then you don't have that question of, do I spend it on my defense or save it?
I mean, I've used it on K-Wings with Mirage rockets. So it gives you 1 there for your defense, and then 1 there for your barrage rockets because they're I2, so they're most likely shoot last. Brilliant.
And that looks like Quick Draw has gone down.
Yes. So that is Quick Draw gone. Quite quickly there. Sorry. But I think at that point, it was always going to be a really tough one.
Yes. Now, I reckon Crassus probably just goes for a talent roll to turn around and recharge the
Elusive.
elusive and keep guns pointing. Because if I mean, true, Crassus has the rear arc ability, but I feel like Quinn's just going to try and get out of that for now and turn around and come back into the fight
Yeah.
with more modifications at his disposal.
He's definitely got the utility there, and he could be so cheeky. And if he thinks that Midnight is a bit tokened up for what he wants, he could use that ion missile, dictate where he's going to go, and then follow it back up with another good shot. Or if he sees that quick draw Midnight might be looking at some debris or the asteroid field or whatever.
Oh, he's just done is that 2-turn?
Looked like a
2 or a 3? Either way, not the turn and roll I thought it would be.
No, but again, 3 out the back doesn't matter. I mean, I would have probably done the talent rod to have myself facing back towards Ed.
Yes.
Knowing that Midnight is going that way, because if Midnight does a 2-up or
2 bank.
2 bank, and
a barrel roll will definitely keep them
Oh,
safe. But if they're already out
sloop.
of arc, they can grab the target lock that they want for their
No,
ability.
that was a sloop, so
Oh, it was.
no. I mean, sloop, I think potentially the right move
I think
there.
they're out of arc though.
Yeah, they're definitely out of arc. Definitely out of arc. I mean, they're not even checking it. I think they're that confident it's out of arc.
But if Ed had done the talent roll, he would have had a free shot.
Oh, he would have had a brilliant free shot there. And also be in a very handy position to follow straight back up.
Yeah, because then you know that Midnight is going somewhere forwards to clear its stress. You just go forward yourself and shoot backwards.
Well, not even that. If you'd have done the 3 talent roll, you'd be facing back towards Ed, knowing that Midnight is going to be going forward in some direction, and you just do a 1 heart back down the board, and you've got Midnight right in front of you.
Just do the turn.
I mean, yes, the 1 hard it would be white, so you wouldn't get your actions, and you wouldn't relieve that stress, but you'd have another shot. So I would say that would have been for me.
True, the 5 doesn't have the best blues for turning. It's only got the 1 bank.
The 1 bank, yeah. But we've got another seismic. That is the last seismic.
Sure, why not? You got a system phase.
Yeah.
You might get it, you might not. But at this point, sure, give it a go.
If you get it, you're going to be happy with that. I mean, seismic charge has already paid for itself in this game, taking off 1 damage off all 3 of enemy ships.
I think knocking off the stealth devices with that was amazing, and I wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, Fenn's too close. I'm not going to risk it. He's already low health. But Ed is just went for it.
He's savage. I mean, having a look at that, stealth device on Vonreg is 8 points. Stealth device on Midnight is 8 points. So that's 16 points that we've taken there. And seismic charge is 4 points, if I remember. Let me double check that. Seismic charge is 3 points. So that has made its points 5 times over.
Yeah.
So can't really lie with that. It's definitely made the most of it. And I'm not sure if it's going to be. I don't think it's quite in range there. I wasn't looking, but it didn't look like.
But potentially, it would have forced a barrel roll and no tokens for Midnight. But Midnight did get the target lock.
Yeah. Just wait to see if they actually. Did you see if they did check the
bomb? I don't believe they've checked, but I think they've looked at it and just sort of agreed that it's not in range.
Yeah, it's almost one of those, if it was a proton bomb, that would be brilliant positioning. But being the size where it's got to go over to the asteroid and then back. Oh, here we go. They are checking it. They're happy it's out, yeah.
Yeah,
Happy it's out. Always good to be trying to be aware of what's happening on the board and with your cards.
Yeah, what I tend to do is just talk through every step, and by the end of a tournament, my throat is destroyed. But
yeah. So 2 hits there, 2 evades. No, I know what you mean. I talk through it quite often as well. One thing I will say, and this isn't a critique on either of the players, I like to have my cards a bit, like I have a very specific way of organising my cards. I like to have them in the line. So I see that they've obviously got them double stacked there. I'm not a big fan of doing that. I like to have mine with the pilot card, the upgrade cards going across. If they've got charges, they sit neatly across the top, shields across the top, force, etc.
It depends how many upgrades I'm using. Sometimes I'll be like, I've just got to have 2 rows of it.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, because Midnight has the target lock, the mods that Crassus will get from Perceptive Copilot won't matter. Because Midnight's ability is, while you defend or perform an attack, if you have a lock on the enemy ship, that ship's dice cannot be modified. So even elusive won't work.
Well, modification though, that's different to a reroll.
No, reroll is a modification, I think.
Let me just double check that, because this is something that... This is sometimes one of the things that you do get. What is what?
Oh, there's so many keywords, and they're all similar, and you think one thing's one, and...
So let's have a quick look.
I've got the rules up. There's nothing on modification. Let's look at it. Oh, here we go. Dice modification. Add, change, reroll, or spend.
Oh, so reroll does count as a modification?
Yes.
Interesting.
You can't spend a result either. I need to keep that in mind because I use rows on Ray quite a bit. So that won't work. Interesting. But yeah, so no elusive, no perceptive copilot either. Just that one target lock shut down quite a lot, actually.
So that is quite a strong ability there.
But it's Ed's game to lose, really, at this point. He just has to keep running away. He's got the rear arc if Quinn, follows straight behind.
Yeah.
Even boosting for the wider arc in that direction.
And as well, at this point, Quinn needs to get 4 damage into Crassus to get half points. And that...
and he's just hit that debris field as well.
Yeah, he's hit that debris. And now, if he takes damage here...
Oh, that's going to be half on Midnight as well.
He's fine. He's fine, not half on Midnight. Yeah,
yeah, that's...
But half on Midnight means he would have to take out Crassus, and I don't think with 8.5 minutes to go, it's got the utility to take out Crassus. Yeah.
A 2-gun...
2 dice. 1 hit.
He does have Fanatical, which would trigger.
Evade.
And his ability, he might be able to sneak some damage through.
Yeah, and obviously he wants to save that target lock.
And why didn't he reroll that?
So there was a modification. So that was obviously a miss hit in the rules there. Miss hit in the actual thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what... Oh, that was Crassus's own ability, wasn't it?
Still a modification though, isn't it? So
yeah, I couldn't work out where the reroll even came from. I was looking at the upgrades and I forgot that the pilot itself could do a thing.
Crassus' ability to be able to reroll. So you can perform special attacks out of your rear. While you perform a special attack, you may reroll an attack die. So is that...
No, it doesn't.
Or is that
spent any ion?
Oh no, that was Marauder, not Crassus' ability. That was the Marauder title. So while you perform a primary rear attack, you may reroll one attack die. Also allows you to add the gunner slot. So, which is where Veteran Tail Gunner comes in, making that Veteran Tail Gunner Marauder 10 points worth of upgrade. But if you can pull it off, and I think at one point Quinn nearly had it. Ed nearly had it there, but then Midnight decided it wanted to get right up close on to Crassus. But yeah, as I was saying, at this stage, if Midnight takes any damage, then it's almost insurmountable for Crassus.
Two focuses.
Two focuses. You kind of he forgot his action.
He forgot to take an action, so he just took a focus, which is fair enough. Ooh,
and then Crassus naddies out. Yeah. So it's very difficult. I don't think in 6 minutes you'd even have a chance.
Although, I mean, what's that? Is that 3 eyeballs, or is there one?
Yeah.
No, it's 3 eyes.
There was one hit in there, but it was evaded.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's a shame, and I think looking back on this, I think it was that one turn with that seismic charge that did the damage.
Yeah, that surprised myself and I think Quinn as well.
Yeah, if it wasn't for that damage that the seismic charge had actually done, you would still have Major Vonreg, admittedly on 1 health, but then Vonreg would still be there to at least get another shot in.
But also both Vonreg and Midnight would still have their stealth devices for that turn.
So also potentially would have negated possibly one more damage against Fen.
This looks like it'll hurt. Although, if that's not a bump, Midnight could barrel roll out of Arc entirely. No, he's focusing.
Oh, he really wants to take.
I would feel that that's a mistake. You want to be safe at this point, surely.
Yeah, I'd have barrel rolled out. Because if you'd have barrel rolled out, you'd still be...
Also, he would have still been able to change that focus with Fanatical.
Yeah, and he'd still be at range 1. He'd be at range 1 with 3 dice attack and Fanatical, with the target lock there to spend, and at that point, I'd have spent it, because...
Yeah, if you can get the half points.
Yeah, that's great. 2 attacks back, and... Okay, so that's three coming back. So spent the target lock, which, as we know, we shouldn't have. But that's where that focus comes in and evades all of that. So Karma.
Okay, it balanced out for him. I still feel like the barrel roll was the safer option, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it was me, I'd have taken the barrel roll any day, because an unopposed shot is better than having to rely on your focus.
Yes,
in my opinion.
No, I agree.
You wouldn't want to run that risk of being shot back.
I wouldn't run that risk, but that's just my green dice talking.
Yeah, I mean...
I've checked them, and they seem balanced, but whenever I use them in a tournament, it's like, nah, you better use Heroic. Oh, okay. I'll re-roll my 2 green dice. Oh, it's still two blanks.
Yeah.
How many times can I use Heroic? Oh, it's only the once. Okay, never mind.
I think there's nothing worse than re-rolling 2 blanks back into 2 blanks.
It's more frustrating being at range 3 with an A-wing and rolling 3 blanks and focus and not having any tokens, and you can't Heroic because you rolled that 1 focus result.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I always find that was... Yeah, I find it with Soontir. If I've had to spend my focus on attack and I've been shot and they get a lot of hits on me, I can almost guarantee I'm going to roll focuses and then not have a focus for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the game, though. It's where swings can come from.
Yeah. And again...
And it's the reason to keep playing. You never know what might happen.
Yeah, one day it goes against you, one day it goes for you. So we keep playing. We also keep playing just because we love the game. I mean,
we like making pew pew noises, and even you said in this video when the bomb went off, it's the episode 2 one that Django drops.
Yeah,
which is an amazing sound effect.
Yeah, I mean, completely inaccurate because you would not get that sound effect in space. But who cares?
Yeah, but there's sounds in all of the Star Wars space battles.
Pretty much everything that is in space has sound, which is wrong. This, as we know, in space, no one can hear you scream. The only one that did get it right was Firefly.
True.
Rest in peace. I am a Leaf one. But again, I love Star Wars. Love playing the game. Even if I've not flown particularly well, or I get absolutely destroyed, always try to have fun while I'm playing, and you can learn from that as well.
Now, we did miss something there in that last fight because we were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, so it looks like
Midnight got hit and got the ion through.
Oh, so it was an ion missile.
And also, Midnight is now 1 fewer health, giving Ed more points.
Yeah, but Crassus did take a shield.
But with those point changes, Quinn needs to entirely destroy Crassus, I think.
Well, that's 1 more damage on to Midnight. So yeah, he would need to take out Crassus, and unless they really sped the round up in 1 minute, I don't think you can get 2 rounds in. And they are, fair play to them, they are going quick. They're not just trying to... And I don't think Ed is also not playing to be boring. Ed is good. He's still choosing violence there. He could have 3 forward up the board.
He could have ran away and boosted and
but no.
But good on him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Quinn, if that's the 5 forward.
Yeah, I mean, this wasn't a tournament game, was it?
No, this is a purely casual game. So this is
maybe in a tournament you run away for the points, but in this, go for it.
In this, you're there to have fun. So I mean, I do agree. In a tournament, people are going to do that to get out of there because they don't want to be in that position.
I probably should do that more, but I just can't. I just like shooting stuff.
Yeah. There's another shield. Oh, no, rolling elusive. Gets it. So, yeah, maybe there's a couple of misplays there.
Well, no, I think Midnight has spent the
target lock. Oh, so we're all okay.
That's okay. That's a big hit.
Oh, spending the target lock on all 3. And that's hit, crit. Or 3 hits.
Well, at this point, it doesn't matter if it's a crit.
Yeah. And with dice like that, that is a dead Midnight. I mean, that was a very enjoyable game. Some interesting tactics in there that I would not have expected. That seismic charge.
Yes, I think that's, if there is a play of the game sort of thing, definitely that.
I was very impressed by that. Very much enjoyed that. So I think what we'll do, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. If you like what you're seeing, please do like and subscribe. Leave any comments down below. Again, thank you very much for sticking around and watching this Out of Art Gaming video, and hopefully we'll see you very soon.